Hi, this is Tracy HD, and I want to thank you for joining me today for our daily Oracle and Tarot card reading. And today's reading will be for Tuesday, August the 25th. We will be using the Cheryl Richardson self-care cards all this week. And this is a very beautiful deck with very beautiful, gentle messages. And I had a rough week last week, and I want to start this week and continue this week with very soft, positive energy. And I think these cards are exactly what we need. So let's get started with the reading. As I shuffle the deck, I'm asking all light beings, angels, and God, please relay the message I need to share with my viewers for the highest good of all. Okay, let's take a card from the center, Passion. Let's take a card from the top, Silence. And let's take the bottom card. Okay, Boundaries. So we have passion. And this woman is playing the piano very passionately. Okay? She has the white doves above her, which is a sign of peace. Okay, whenever I see the doves, I think of peacefulness, calmness, positive energy. And the card reads on the back, resurrect a childhood dream. Let your passion take flight. Yes, and this woman here, she's a child prodigy. Okay? She's playing the piano. She looks very young. Okay? Sometimes we give up on our dreams as we move through life and things change, and sometimes things don't work out quite the way we expected them to. Kind of let the dreams fall by the wayside because it's all about hard work and trying to, take care of your family, take care of yourself, take care of your children, and we very rarely go back and revisit exactly what our dream was when we first started out, when we first got out of high school and started living our life as an adult. What was it that you always wanted to do? This card is telling us from Spirit to revisit it, to revisit it. To me, my passion is writing. Okay, so to me, this card tells me that I should pursue that even further, not to let it go for a short while in my life while I was in college, and then, of course, thereafter. Yes, I did a lot of writing. I've kept a journal throughout the years, but I've kind of let that go lately, and this is something telling me that I should get back at it because that is my passion. I know many of you out there have a passion that maybe you've invested some time in up to this point. Maybe you haven't even begun it. Think about what it is today. And then the next card is Silence. And how appropriate is that? It's very autumn-like card. She's laying there at the base of the tree. Okay, there's leaves surrounding her. It's a very autumn-like fall type of a feel to it. And the back says, rest your mind. Silence is good self-care. Yes, yes, this speaks to me in volumes. When I look at this card, this woman she's lying there on the ground amidst all the dead leaves. The leaves have fallen from the tree. Okay. She is taking a nap. She's sleeping. Okay. And what I get from Spirit is, yes, a lot of us are very, very mentally exhausted as well as physical. Usually my exhaustion begins mentally and then physically my body follows. This card is telling us to rest your mind, to quiet the mind. That has been such a struggle for me all my life because I always have all kinds of ideas racing through my mind and all kinds of thoughts throughout the day. Sitting in meditation is the most important thing that I really have to focus on doing on a daily basis because if you start your day out in a very quiet, restful, peaceful frame of mind throughout the day, it's going to be easier to maintain that than if you get up in a hurried fashion, trying to get things done, trying to rush around. That's one thing I refuse to do in my life is to rush because that's when it sets the tone for your day and it just seems like the whole day is hard and difficult. So on this Tuesday, even if you could just close your eyes and do a few breathing exercises to rest your mind, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there in your busy life, it's really going to make a difference. And then the last card is Boundaries, okay? And when I look at this card, the first thing that strikes me is the stars. This woman has her hands up in the air. She reminds me of an angel, and this reminds me of her arms up like that, remind me of like an aura around her, doesn't it? And the back of the card says, set boundaries, protect your precious time and energy. And oh, this card speaks to me so much. I have a problem with boundaries. I tend to give too much of myself and a lot of myself and time to the wrong people. Okay? These last few weeks have been so mentally draining, dealing with some of the things that I've had to deal with on my Facebook, that I was almost to the point of closing my Facebook down. Setting boundaries and saying no to people does not mean that you're a mean person or that you're unkind in any way. Okay? If you don't set boundaries, you're going to exhaust yourself mentally and physically, and then you're not going to be of any good to help anyone. Okay? Setting these boundaries is something that is so important. And, protecting your time. Yes, your time. Your time doesn't belong to anyone but yourself. Don't allow anyone into bullying you into doing things that you don't want to do, or throwing a guilt trip on you because you can't say yes to their request. You've got to stand firm, speak politely and softly to them, and if they don't understand, then they're not your friend. A true friend would never push you beyond the boundaries. So on this Tuesday, think of what passion, you have within yourself and what you may want to revisit, something creative, and then silence the mind. Silence the mind throughout the day, even if it's just a few deep breaths here and there with your eyes closed. Just clear out those thoughts and feelings, because before you know it, those thoughts turn into a snowball, and before you know it, it's to the point where you're feeling feelings that, are maybe negative and not productive. So monitor your thoughts and try to quiet the mind every once in a while. And lastly, set up those boundaries. People know who they could take advantage of, but it's up to you. No one can do to you what you don't allow them to do to you. So make sure you protect your precious time and energy. Don't be like me, where you're to the point of being exhausted, because you didn't say no, or you didn't make time for yourself and you're just doing for everybody else. Protect your precious time and your energy this Tuesday. And say no. There's nothing wrong with it. And if the person cares about you, they'll respect that and they'll understand. If you've enjoyed my reading, please subscribe to my channel, because I will be back.